see if I'm actually here. Oh, I'm here. Okay. Okay, marvelous. Hi there. I'm Casey Christensen. I'm your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in West Kelowna, BC. It's absolutely gorgeous here today. I spent most of the day out. We have a trailer, and so we've got some camping trips coming up. So today I was out and about looking for things that we need for our trailer, because we're not used to trailer life, although we're very much enjoying it. We're not used to it, so there's all kinds of things that I need to get to make trailer life more comfortable. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's gorgeous here, so I'm having a great day. Today I thought I would play a game with these deckled rectangle dies and the mini pocket envelope. Mostly the mini pocket envelope. I think this is really a fun die set. Lots of fun things to do in here. It makes these great little envelope pockets, and so I thought I would play with that as well as Perfectly Penciled, because Perfectly Penciled is such a great sort of beautiful DSP that you can do some fun things with. And so today I chose this one. I like both sides of this one. So I'm going to make my envelope out of this, because my envelope will be this side, and then my the inside of my envelope will be that, which I think is just perfect. So let's kind of start with that. These papers are gorgeous. I've used a lot of them. It's one of those ones I know I'm going to order another set of. Hi Karen, how are you, love? I got myself a little bit of a scare today because I went and got my COVID shot, my 4th one, and then minutes before I was to go live, I started to get, I don't know if you've ever had migraine aura. It's a weird sort of a thing. So anyways, it has passed and I didn't get a headache. So that's the good news. So I have the big embossing folder out here, the big embossing machine out here right now. So I can use my magnetic plate. And I'm just going to quickly cut myself a piece of this paper that I want to use for my mini envelope die. So so here's our mini envelope die. It's pretty cool. It just makes a cute little envelope thing. I hope I didn't put my, oh there it is, got my little tape. Okay, so let's do that. Now when you place this on your magnetic sheet, you do want to run it through your machine on a bit of an angle. It's just not good for your dies or your machine to run head on. So I am going to tip this a little bit. You can tip the paper or you can tip the die. It doesn't really matter which one. Especially on this paper, it doesn't matter to me which. It might matter if you were using a stripe or something like that. You might want to tip the paper rather than the, oh, and I've got that upside down. I'm very clever, very clever. I do that quite a bit. Let's just flip that over. Give that another go. Okay, there we go. It doesn't work as well upside down. Yeah, it's weird. I've never had a reaction from a COVID shot, but this 4th one, I've always had Moderna, but this 4th one, they recommended that I have Pfizer because they said it's best if you mix them. And so I got a little concerned for just a second there, because when I got the aura, I thought, oh, I've never had a reaction to one of these shots, but I'm getting one now. So, but it passed, and so it's probably nothing. And the other thing we're going to do here, and I may as well do it while I've got it out, is I'm going to do something a little different that I saw on the internet with my embossing folder. Well, it's not different. It's just, I'm going to try this striped one because I think it's really neat. This is the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders, and it's one of those smaller ones that goes through the mini embossing machine. But I'm going to use the stripe one. And since I already have it out, I'm going to put it through the big embossing machine. Now I have a piece of cardstock here. This is So Saffron, and I'm going to lay it down on me. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to lay it down kind of centered on my sheet of paper. Don't ask me what size this piece of paper is yet. I don't know. It's just what I have. So, but I will measure it after. So let's get our plate for embossing. And you see what I just about did? I just about had it the wrong side up. We want to make sure that it's the fold end of the embossing folder going into the machine, so this end, And you want to make sure when you place your paper in that you are looking at the Stampin' Up emblem right side up, and that way the embossing folder will work for you the way it's intended to work. Doesn't mean you can't use both sides, because you can. But if you want it to emboss the way it's intended to be embossed, you need to make sure it goes in there right side up. And I'm just kind of centering this piece of paper in here. Oh, yes, I love this one. I think this one's really fun. Both of them, actually. The splatters are pretty neat, too. And I just placed an order, so I've ordered a couple of new ones. One of them that I got to use on that one-day retreat was called Ferns, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I got to play with that at retreat, and it was one of the first things I put on my order, which just went in today. And speaking of orders, the new catalog, the new mini catalog is coming out soon, July. I'll make sure I get it out to you. It's coming out soon, and it's going to have a celebration. So I'm sure you know what celebration is, but I'll tell you anyway. So celebration is if you spend a certain amount of money on your order, you also get free stuff. And the celebration catalog will also be sent to you at the same time as the mini catalog. The mini catalog is gorgeous, lots of beautiful Christmas things, and some fall things, and some Halloween things, and just all kinds of really great stuff. So look at that. Isn't that cool? I really like that. Now, I did it on this size of paper for a reason, because I think I'm going to try something. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to, but I think I'm going to try something. So I am going to start with a black cardstock, and I want to do the, let me just score this. So it's 11 inches this way, and by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score this at 5 1/2. So basically a half a sheet of cardstock, just cut a different way. Cut on the up and down instead of the side to side is how I look at it. I don't know if everyone looks at it that way, but that's how I look at it. Okay, so this is the way my card's going to go. All right. So I've cut out my little mini envelope. So let's start with that. And what I want to do is I'm just going to fold it over so I know where everything is. So you see, there's my envelope there, and I've got my lining of my envelope right there. So it looks pretty cool. It really does look pretty cool. But what I want to do is I want to add some color here. So I've got my Granny Apple Green and my So Saffron inks here, my blendables. And I'm just going to follow the shadowing that they used. So I'm going to use the dark in the areas where they've got dark. Nothing too fancy at all, just like some little scribbles. Okay, we're not going crazy coloring here. We're just adding some color to this otherwise black and white paper, and just follow where they have the shadowing. That's what's clever with Stampin' Up, is on their stamps and their paper, they kind of tell you where to shadow. So you're not having to guess like where the light would be falling and where that shadow would be. It's just kind of like, they take all the guesswork out of it for you. So let's see, a little bit more there. So I'm just using my dark one, and then I'm going to go back in and use the light one. And again, I'm not like focusing on coloring in the lines per se. I'm just adding some color, okay? I'm not even completely covering all the white area. It's just sort of like and I like it that way. I'm a big fan of that, where it's not, you know, totally coloring in the lines, everything just perfect. That's not really how I roll. So I like the sort of abstract of just hitting it with some color, but not necessarily every single little bit has every little bit of color on it. Oh, I think I should have done this one here too, this one down here. Yes, I should have. So I'll add a little dark there. Okay, and a little bit of light. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to do the same thing with the Granny Apple Green. I like the Granny Apple Green because it's kind of bright and colorful. So I'm going to start with the dark one, and oh, I guess I better do that little guy there because you can see him. You basically want to do whatever you're going to be able to see. So I can still see that one, I can see that one. I'm not giving it much thought here. I'm just adding some color. And we'll do the same with the green. Just sort of look at those leaves and add a little bit of green where you see shadow. I really like the celebration. It's a good way to get some free stuff. I ordered quite a bit this time. So I've got a few other little perks on there too. Some of the, you know, the things you're able to get for less if you've got a larger order in. So I usually try and do that. It's quite pretty, hey? There's no need to color the back side. You're not going to see it anyway, so we're not gonna do that. We're just going to color the front of this mini envelope. Oh, I went over to the side, but that's okay. Just wherever there's shadow. There's lots of shadows on this paper, so wherever they've put a shadow, you can add a shadow too. Just to give it a little bit more life than a plain black and white piece of paper. So now I'll use the lighter one, and again, I'm just going to go in and add a splash, not actually color in per se, just add a splash of color to every leaf. I like doing it this way. It doesn't look quite as intentional, but it's nice, you know. It adds just enough color to, wow, that's not a happy blendable. That should have probably gone on my order too. They do not last forever, that's for sure. And I live in a very warm, dry climate here too, so I'm sure that's got something to do with it. That last summer, we moved here in 3 days, it will be a year ago, and that last summer was so hot and dry, my goodness sakes. I'm surprised all of my blendables weren't dried out by the end of the week. I'm not going to worry about the stems here. I'm really just focusing on the flowers and the leaves. The stems are kind of small, but see how it gives it kind of a nice bit of an extra, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit if you add the color to it. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to color the insides of those. What would I color them if I were going to color them? I think maybe I would color them in like a crumb cake, maybe? Crumb cake? Let's just see. What's the worst scenario? Worst scenario is it's not perfect, but that's okay. Me neither. I think crumb cake would be okay in there. Last summer was insane. This summer, it's been a little bit, oh, I'm going to use the lighter crumb cake. That's a little bit dark, so let's get the lighter one. We don't want it to shadow out the what's going on in the center there. Yeah, just enough to add a little color to the centers of these flowers. Nothing much. Nothing much. I'm pleased with that. Okay. So now, you can glue this if you want to, but I just happen to have these, a whole assortment actually, of these tapes. And I have them in every size, and I just find it to be, using the tape is so nice and neat and tidy because you're not in any danger of getting glue where it doesn't belong, which may glue your envelope shut, or it just could get in the way of your sliding your card in. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just going to get a little bit of this stuff. It's very narrow, so it really only goes on the paper here. It's just tear and tape, and it's called that for a reason. You can just lay it down and tear it off. I guess the summer not being as hot might be a bit of a blessing for us up here in Kelowna, though, because it may make for less fires, you know, which would be good. You should have seen me last year. I was a basket case. We had to vacate, and all I could think of, we have 2 houses here, but within blocks of each other, right? And all I could think of is, oh my God, in one night we're going to lose everything. Crying my eyes out all the way home down the hill. My husband was, well, he was sympathetic, but he did find it a little bit amusing. I was pretty upset. Yeah. I love this tape too. I use it for a lot of stuff because it's just so easy to use, right? Okay, and there we have our cute little envelope. Look at that. That's adorable. Okay, so now I want to use some of the other elements that are in this set that I didn't try. So one of them here is a bow. There's a bow on here. I thought the card I made yesterday, I'd love to show it to you, except that I already mailed it off to my nephew with a Subway gift card in it. So let's try this little bow thing and see how that works. I need another small piece of cardstock here. This will do it. We'll do it in the yellow. What the heck? And if you'll pardon me, I'm just going to turn around here and run this through the machine. They're kind of funny looking dies, aren't they? And then I can use my magnetic. So hang on one second, let me get this. I work in a tiny, tiny space here, so I really have to work at being able to use all my stuff wherever I need to do so. So let's get those in. Wow, that sun is brilliant. This forecast is never what it says it's going to be here. That's the one thing I find. You know, you get up and you think, oh, it's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to... It just doesn't seem to do what it says it's going to do. Not that I'm complaining. I'm not. I am not complaining. I'm loving this weather. I'm loving that when it rains here, it only rains for a short time. A very short time. All right, so I have not done one of these before, so let's just see how this is going to work. And I haven't even seen it on video, so let's just see. So there we go. I don't like how that folds, but I guess let's just see. I'm going to use my, I probably should have used my pencil here and give it a bit of a curve. That might have helped. I'm just going to give it a bit of a curve like this. And the same on this side. And it just kind of weakens the paper and makes it more amenable to being manipulated. So let me just look at it, see what I think I need to do here before I do anything. Yeah, I think I'm going to put some glue here. Glue or glue dots? Maybe I should use glue dots. I might have a little more control with the glue dots, so let's try that. We're all figuring this out together, people. So I'm going to put a glue dot right in that middle bit there. Right in the center. Can you see what I did there? It's right in the center of my bow. And just roll that down on top of it, I think is going to do the trick. I'll show you this more close up in a second. See what I've done here? I've just sort of rolled it down on top there. So that I don't know if I can get that any closer for you, but I think I can. I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'll put another glue dot down and roll that down as well. That's what it looks like to me in the pictures I've been able to look at. There aren't too many pictures of this one up yet. There will be, but there aren't too many at the moment. And then I'll roll this one down as well and just kind of try and plant that in exactly the same place, which I did. Okay. So then this guy goes here and folds down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it a bit more there so that I can actually tuck the bow underneath it. That's what I want to do. So that I can roll it down like this. Can you see what I've done here? I've rolled it down like this. Okay, so that long piece here, you're actually just going to bring it around and roll it back up so that you can hide it. And then I'll get a little bit of glue, I think is going to be the ticket there. A little bit of glue. It's hard for me to show you that up too close because it's a little finicky. Okay. I'm just going to stick my finger there so it doesn't pop out. That's kind of cute. It is kind of a cute thing. It is very cute, isn't it? Now, I don't know how that one's going to mail, but I suppose you could flatten that bow down if you wanted to. But the first thing that occurs to me is mailing it, right? And just stick your pencil in there and just give this a nice, see what I'm doing here? Because mine had a bit of a crease because I didn't think of the pencil right off the bat, but okay. So I'm going to take, I saw that on one of them, I saw that they took one of these. These are the 2021 to 2023 in color opal rounds. Okay, and I think that the lightest yellow color works with this paper. There we go. That is kind of cute. Sorry about my hair. There we go. All right, so that is kind of cute. I do like that. So let's set that aside. We're going to work on some of the other stuff on this card. So what I wanted to do here is, I want to, let's see, I want to use this embossing, but I also want to have a clean edge down the sides. I saw that on a card demo once, and I quite liked the way it looked. So this is going to be just a tiny bit of guesswork at the moment. So I know I want the card length to be, I think I might want it to cover the entire length of the card. So that's going to be 5.5 inches, because that's what we have here is 5.5 inches by 4 1/4 across. So for the moment, I'm only going to concern myself with the 5.5 inches, and I'm going to use my guillotine so I don't smash down my embossing. I did set it into the embossing folder so that I embossed right across the top there, and that's important, okay? But from here, I'm going to go to, oh my goodness, that makes me crazy. I'm going to guess it, okay? I'm going to guess 5.5 inches. I'm going to guess it. And if I'm wrong, well then, so be it. Let's see how I did. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so now I want to take off kind of an even increment on both sides, and I don't know any other way to do that than to just give it a go. Okay, that's the only way I know how to do it. So let's see. I'm going to cut off about half of that. So let's just see how we go there. A little bit there, and a little bit on this side. Yes, I kind of like that, okay? So you can see I've got my embossing. Let's get that out of the way. So I've got my embossing, and I've got plain, just solid paper on two sides of that embossing folder, and then my black here, okay? And I kind of think I did a pretty good job of making those even. I kind of think I did. Yes, I think I did. I think I did. All right. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to just adhere my tape to the two outside edges that don't have any embossing on them, because it should stick pretty good to there. And I'll put a little bit in the middle. Don't know if it's going to stick or not. I don't want to smash down my embossing, right? You want to make sure that you're not smashing down your embossing. So that's the most important thing. Then you just line it up on the crease and do your best job of putting that down. Okay, so let's see what else we have in here. So we've got our sort of base of card, and guess what? It's a tiny bit short. The embossed piece is a tiny bit short, but you know what? I'm not going to sweat over that. I'm actually going to take off the little, it's a sliver. It's an absolute sliver, so I'm just taking it off. Nobody will ever know the difference, especially if you don't tell them. There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay. Now, so we've got our little guy and we've got our bow, but let's see what else we have in here. So next we want to decide what we're going to tuck inside here. And I think we're going to use the yellow paper again because I just feel like it's the right color to use for this. I'll cut myself a small piece. I don't need very much. Let's have a measure of this, shall we? Let's see what we've got here. So if we cut a piece that's 2 inches, which is good, we want it to stick out a little bit. 2 inches by 3.5 ought to give me the right size for the inside of, for the slider inside the card. Oh, 2 inches by 3.5. And that'll give me a good size for that. Now, there are 2 little dies in here, 2 fun little dies in here. This one and this one. And I'll show you what they're for. Let's get out the mini so I can work with it on my desk here. So, if I take my little piece here, now you could do things like you could round your corners if you wanted to. I'm going to leave mine the way they are, but you could round your corners if you wanted to. Let's see how this fits in our envelope first. Yeah, see, that's quite nice. That's a nice fit in our envelope. It's not too tight. We don't want it to be too tight. This one's going to have a sentiment on it, whereas the one I did for my nephew, I'll show you in a minute what I did for the one with my nephew. So this funny little die here, it is meant to, now I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape for this, just because it's better for me to do so. This little die here, it has a circle, and then it has a ridge down here, okay? Can you see that? So there's a circle, and then a ridge. Thanks for not telling Karen, I'd be in deep crap if you told. That little ridge is meant to push against the piece of the paper so that you know where you're punching your hole, all right? It's a bit of a guide, as it were. See how it pops out from the top? It's a little bit of a guide there. So I'm going to put my paper here, and I am going to use washi tape just because I don't want it to move. I need my hole to be where I want it to be. And it's a little persnickety because it's so tiny. So like that, I think. I want another piece of... There. Okay, so that ought to do it. She says, fingers crossed. So just pop that in there. And that's just going to cut your little hole in the right place for what we're going to do next. All right, so there it is. So I got my little piece, and there's a little hole in it, okay? So the next thing we're going to do, and I think we'll use the black. We just need a tiny piece of black. Let's put that where we won't lose it. And then we're going to cut out this little piece here. Let's see, tiny piece of black. Where would I be if I were a tiny piece of black? I would be in the very back of my black envelope full of paper. That's where I would be. There we go. That's big enough. So I won't need washi for this one because it will stay where it's put, and actually if it moves it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to add some black here. Let's just tuck these a little less precarious before I flatten that bow. Okay, so then you've got this piece, okay? So what this piece does, so you got this little piece here. So what this piece is going to do is it's going to fold over in half, like that. And it's going to just neatly pop onto here, giving you a really nice, I must have moved that just the slightest little bit. Let me take a sliver, just a sliver off of that, so it's a better fit. Here we go. There, you see that? So we have a nice little tag with a little secure topper on it. So I'm just going to glue that on, I think. I think glue is the ticket for this one. A little bit. Oh, I'm a little gummed up there. There we go. Let me just tuck my card in. Here I am doing this left-handed. What was I thinking? And that's going to be our little pull thing. Now let me tell you what I did for my nephew. I took glue dots, you know, the glue dots on the roll, and I bought him a Subway gift card, but I wanted this in the back of here so that I didn't want to just put the card in, okay? So I wanted this in the back so I could attach something to it and have it be a pull situation. So then what I did was I took 2 glue dots, the ones on the roll, which at the moment I can't find, but they're slightly bigger and they're on a roll. They're not these little guys. They're not these little guys here. They're the ones that are a little bit gooier, right? And I put 2 glue dots on the back of the credit card that I gave him. I gave him a Subway gift card. And I put 2 glue dots on the back of that. So that particular glue is going to peel off easy and then roll off of the card and not do any damage, right? But it meant that when he pulls, the credit card or the gift card is going to come out with the little card, right? Which I think is super duper cute. So how cute is that, right? I like that. I like that very much. So this is going to have some kind of sentiment on it, I think. And because there's no sentiments in the die set, this is strictly a die set, this little envelope die. But I do want to see what else we have in it, because I've really only touched the tip of the iceberg as to what's in these dies. So as soon as I find them again, here they are. So let's see what else we got here. So we have a couple of cute little things. We've got 1, 2, 3 different little frames that we could use for a sentiment. I love the tiny, tiny one. I think that's cute as a button. I'm a big fan of little things like that. We also have some leaves we could do, although I think they might be a bit much in view of the fact that we've got leaves all over our paper. But good to know they're there for us to use if we wanted to. And again, I always draw around all my dies for a couple of reasons. First of all, so that you're able to get them back on the sheet the way they come off, because some of them are packed so tight on there you're never going to get them back on if you're not careful. But mostly because then I know if I'm missing one, right? If there's an empty hole, an empty drawing, then I know I'm missing one and it's time to hunt for it and cross my fingers that I can find it. Okay, there we go. Let's put this back too. So let's see. I really love that little tag, but I do want to put something inside the I do want to put something inside here as well. So I went to my, no, I don't even think this is a good one. What have I got? What have I got? To an incredible woman. Well, I know lots of incredible women. You make me smile. What about this little tag here? I've got the tiniest little stamp here that just says, in a really cute font, it just says "with love." And this is the Hydrangea Haven. I'm often forced to hunt for other places for sentiments and stuff, because let's look at that one. Where is it? With love. It's very small. I think it's perfect for in there. I think it's perfect. And you know, much as I'm not a big fan of stamping in black, I'm going to on this card. I'm going to stamp it in Memento. And I just need a tiny piece of this, of the yellow. Yeah, I think I will do it in the black. I just think it'll be a crisper stamping if I do that. So get my teeny tiny block. Give that a little stamp. Yeah, that's pretty cute. Very simple, right? With love. That way you can turn it into anything you want to turn it into. Mine's going to be a birthday card. I have a calendar right above my screen here, and I like to keep track of the birthdays of every month so I can stay ahead of them. Sometimes it's hard to stay ahead of them, but see, that's going to be a nice fit. That's going to be a really nice fit. So I'm going to do that on the mini, which means I'm going to use washi tape. Oh, I had a piece already there, but anyways, doesn't matter. I think I'll put it a little further along. I know my head's in the way. I'll show you in a second. There you go. See, that's actually quite a nice little fit in there for that one. So let's do that. And my brain is going on, what should I do? Where should I tie this on? I've got a little idea. I've got a little idea. Every once in a while I have those little ideas. Okay. Is it nice down there, Karen? It does seem like a pretty perfect fit for such a little tiny saying, right? Yes, that's cute. That's very cute. It's a good size. Okay, and this is going to someone who I'm not sending a gift card to. I send gift cards to my nieces and nephews, but I don't generally send them to friends or anything, except for my daughters. I send my daughters Lululemon cards because they love that store. I love that store too. I just refuse to pay that kind of money for things. So let's just see where we are hit now. What can I put on here? What about I wonder if I want to do something a little more to it than just the yellow card, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What else have we got here? You know what we could do, because it is flowers. Let's try this. I have this stamp in here that's some cute little blossomy things. Can you see that? Just some cute little blossomy things. Maybe that's what we need on here. So let's put our sentiment down first. I want You Make Me Smile. That's not it. To an Incredible Woman. I don't know. This one probably. Yeah, that one's good. Now, is it too big? No, I don't think it's too big. I think it's okay. Okay. Now we're going to be very careful here because we're stamping right on the real deal, which is not something I usually like to do. I think I prefer to stamp things and then cut them out so I can get things nice and even. But we're going to give this a go. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not sure. I'm afraid to look. But I think it looks good. Oh, how cute is that, right? I love the font. I really love the font. So then I have these little things, and let's see what we think of them. I'll do some on a scrap so you can see what you think. And I feel like they still have to be black because after all, the theme of this card is a little bit black and white. Or could they be? Yeah, I think they have to be black and white. I think we have to stick with the black and white, especially when it's on this cardstock. So tell me what you think of these. See that? It's just kind of like a little subtle thing that I could do a few on here. You see that? Yeah, I think black is the right way to go for this. So let's get a silicone sheet so that I don't make a big mess of things. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to try stamping off first and see if I like that better. Yes, definitely stamp off. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just jump in with both feet and do it. Oh, that's cute, don't you think? I don't think it needs to be all over either, does it? Maybe one more? I don't know. These are the things that make me think too hard. I think that's enough. We don't want to overdo. I think that's enough. That's cute, right? So now I'm thinking about this little thing, which I can't pick up. I'm thinking about this little thing, and I'm wondering if, let's just experiment here. Let's get some linen. I think my other ribbon is too thick to go through that kind of hole, so I think we're going to linen here. Nope. Fat fingers today. Some days are better than others for little things. Let's do this first and see how it looks, and then see what to do about that. Okay. Oh, I think we need another little stamping of that up in the corner because it pokes out from the top. So we're going to do another little bit of this because I think it needs it. There. That's good. Now you can see it, right? Okay. So then, here's my little bow. Let's see what to do with this. Oh, I do think that's awfully cute. Think of this in terms of maybe a DSP, paper with some design on it. So I'm going to stick that down with just a mini glue dot. Give it a good hard press, and that way it will hold. And I think that's pretty much all you need for it. I think it'll hold just fine. Now again, not sure about mailing this one because this little loop-de-loop here of the bow is pretty intense, but you know, worst scenario is it gets flattened down a little bit, right? I don't think that's the end of the world. But there's all kinds of things you can do with this envelope. I mean, you could put tea bags in it. You could put little miniature chocolate bars. You know, those little chocolate bars that you can get. You could put those in there. Now, what am I going to do with this? What can I do with this? I don't know what to do with it for the moment, so let me just do this. And I'm going to put them on an angle for sure. I'm just trying to decide whether I'm liable to want to have any sentiment here like a happy birthday, or whether it's good like that. And then the sentiment would be on the little card. And what I would do is I would put the happy birthday on the other side of this little card. You could probably do that. That would look pretty cute as well. or whatever you're going to do. Add a gift card, whatever makes you happy. I'm just going to put it on there. I just like it like that. So I'm going to use big dimensionals. And I want to be careful putting the dimensionals on that I'm not flattening down my bows, okay? So just pop it down. Pop them down on the corners. One in the middle. It's a fun die set. I'm thinking Christmas would be, you know, if you give people lottery tickets at Christmas time, that sort of thing. It's a great little envelope to put things in. You could slip something small, like say you gave someone a little necklace or something like that. You could put some jewelry in there. It's certainly got room in it. Like it's not a really tight pocket. It's got some, if I take this out, you see how much, there's lots of room in there, right? So there's lots of room to put something in there. So, okay, so those are off. So I am going to put it right onto the card like so. I do like that. I think it's pretty cute. Now I don't even know what happened to my For You or what I was going to do with it. It's here somewhere, I think. Here it is, With Love. Don't really know what I want to do with it. Maybe I could put it on there. I don't know. I'm sort of, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's open up this bit here and stick this through if we can. Oh, it's like threading a needle, isn't it? Threading a needle blind is what it is. It's threading a needle blind. There we go. Sure, that's going to be cute. All right, let's do that. Could I tie it in a bow? Am I that talented today? No, I don't think I am. In fact, I'm going to try it because I'm just a sucker for punishment. But I'm going to try it, see if I can get a bow out of it. Don't hold your breath, I'm not. Look at that. I tied a bow, holy cow. That's pretty good. Tighten it up a little bit. There you go. That is cute, don't you think? That little guy can just hang over the edge a little bit. I like it. I think it's cute. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly, it was a good thing for me to get on, just to, you know, give myself a little breather. And I may or may not, let me see, do I want anything else on here? You know, I don't know if I do. A piece of me wants to add embellishments, but I've already got one here. Maybe, let's just see here what else I have. What else can I do here? I do like the little With Love thing. I think it's cute. Let's have a look at this. Let's do this up before I put my arm in it like I did last time. That took several days for that to come off. I put my whole arm on it. Yeah, maybe a couple of... I wish the color was better. I wish the green that I have here was a better green. But let's just do this. We'll just use the little ones, I think. I think the big ones are a bit much. Maybe one right about there. Oh, come on. Flip over. Flip over. There we go. There we go. So there you have it. Mini pocket envelope dies, and we used perfectly penciled DSP, which is one of those ones I will definitely be ordering more of. I'm kind of pleased with that card. I like it. Oh, you know what? We have to do something inside. We can't leave it blank inside, can we? Because it's black. So you can't do that. That's like against the card making rules. You can't have a black inside. So let's get one of these deckled rectangles. Love these deckled rectangles. They are the bomb, let me tell you. Absolutely love them. I'll just cut myself a piece of it. No, I'm going to do white. I'm not going to do I'm going to do white inside. I think white inside will look better. So bear with me. Let me just grab a piece. I think white will look better inside. And so we have a few minutes. We're not really pushed for time at the moment. So let's see what size that is. That's like 4 inches. So let's give it a slice. And I'm just going to turn and do this on the big one so I can use the magnetic die. Or the magnetic plate, which is awesome. There we go. So then I can do myself, I can't think of one right offhand or I would do it, but somewhere along, you know what do you think, I'm just looking for input now, what do you think of putting the black dots on here instead of those yellow ones? I'm feeling the black dots myself personally. Maybe take off those yellow ones and put the black ones. The yellow ones are a bit of a miss for me, so let's just take those off. We can put them back on here and save them. Because it is a black and yellow card, isn't it? I love black and yellow cards. That's why I collect a lot of bee things. I like things with bees. Okay, so that one, the adhesive didn't come off with it, but I like the idea of these better. So let's have, I think we'll still use the small ones though. Does it matter? Okay, so there. Yeah, already I like it better. I like it better. I have a tendency to get very matchy-matchy. So there's a little piece of me that says that I had to use the yellow ones because of this one. But guess what? I can take this one off too with 0 damage and add a black one to there, which might make me even happier. There you go. I do like that. Okay, so now let's get back to this. Now, because we've done our little flowered bits on the inside, let's repeat that because I think it would be very fitting. And I think the shape of these little flowers from the Hydrangea Haven, I think they kind of work with the shape of the flowers on the Perfectly Penciled DSP. So again, I will stamp off. I think it's better to be more of a gray than a. So cute. That is just so cute, right? Okay, that's it. I'm happy with that. Let's put that away, which makes it sound like I'm cleaning up after myself as I work, but it's an illusion because I'm not. I toss everything to one side and then I deal with it later. Okay. Yes, I do like that. Oh, I like it so much better with the black dots, right? Just even that out the best you can. That's cute. That's really cute. I'm pleased with that card. I hope that you like it. I will post the video for review, and I will post the card up with the supplies that I used shortly. I'm just going to head off and have some dinner now, and I'll get back to that later on. So thank you, Karen. Thank you. It was fun. Nice spending some time with you too. So I'll see you next time. What day is today? Today is Wednesday. The likelihood is I will be on tomorrow, but again, You're very welcome. I enjoyed it too. The likelihood is, I don't know if you were on, Karen. My mother-in-law's taken a very bad fall and has been in hospital ever since. And it turns out that there's some other things going on, so it's a bit of a rough time around here. So we will be going to see her tomorrow at some point. But I'm pretty sure I'll be on tomorrow at 4 o'clock for something completely different. All right, then. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.